Okay, and on to some other videos if you want to know what the hell's happening. Over here on Zero Hedge. Houston, commercial rents plunge as vacancies hit 22-year high. 22 years. That means it was worse than even the last recession, going back much further than that. 22 years? Whoa. So, first let's look at this little chart. If I can pull that up bigger. This goes back to 2007. And as you can see, 2008 and 9, a little bit of 10, 11, right? That was like the bottom of real estate, especially 10 and 11, 2010, 2011. That's when there were fire sales for houses. But again, you can expect rent to do the same thing. Rent was going to be, hit just like housing is hit. Houses go up, rent goes up. Houses come down, rent goes down. It's obvious. But this is from 2007. And you can see, again, even the red line, total vacant percent, goes up clearly 2008 or 9, 10, 11. Goes back down 2012, 13, 14, 15. And then isn't this interesting? Look at how sharp this thing goes up from 2015 to 2016 and then 2016 to now 2017. This is what we call, or at least what I call, worse than terrible. And I need a little sip of water. 1 second. So he says, there's seemingly no end to the growing problem of commercial real estate vacancies across the country. Keep in mind, this one's just in Houston. I know I've covered New York City and Miami and other places. Now we're in Houston. And I have to say it, Houston, we have a problem. And while we've spent a lot of time talking about the largest markets of New York and San Francisco, Houston, one of the hardest hit markets from the collapse of oil prices, is also in the midst of its own real estate collapse. In fact, per a recent Q1 market update from NAI Partners, commercial vacancies in Houston have just reached a 22-year high. Houston's overall vacancy rate rose to 20%. Wow. 1 out of 5? Well, I guess I shouldn't see that, maybe not compared to 1 out of 5, just it's up 20%, which is huge. An increase of 100 basis points quarter over quarter and 260 basis points year over year. Net absorption stood at negative 778,000 square feet as of the quarter's end, on the heels of the more than 1.4 million square foot of negative absorption for full year 2016. In addition, both Houston citywide overall rent and leasing activity are down from last quarter as well as from Q1 2016. Meanwhile, the Houston market ended the first quarter of 2017 with a negative 778,000 square foot of net absorption after a brief recovery in early 2016, which again, it didn't wipe that off the face of the earth. And after averaging just 3.3 million square feet in 2014 before the oil bust, the amount sublease space up for rent now stands at over 3 times that level, or roughly 11.1 million square feet. Now I'd have to ask, is all of that due to oil? Because if it was, I don't think I'd be out here telling you about these other cities in plenty of states in the United States recently about their rental collapse in real estate market, especially commercial, collapsing, price-wise, rent-wise. Oil here shouldn't affect someone in oil in the state of Texas, or in this case Houston area, because oil's down and they're firing everybody. Shouldn't affect New York and California and some of these other places, yet they're experiencing some of the same issue. I don't think they're this bad yet, though, at least on the commercial rental side, but they're certainly bad. The overall availability rate, which measures the total amount of space being marketed for lease, rose to 25.7%, an increase of 70 basis points from the previous quarter's 25%. Available sublease space has dipped from a peak of 12 million square foot in quarter 3 2016 to 11.5 million at the end of 2016, and now settling at 11.1 million square feet as of the first quarter of 2017. Before 2014, available sublease space in Houston had been averaging about 3.3 million square foot. Since the oil downturn began to manifest in the office market in 2014, available sublease space in Houston has more than tripled. With everything considered, the sublease market seems to have reached its bottom. However, there is more than 4.5 million square foot of sublease space that will be returned to landlords in the form of direct space through 2019. The large sublease market is a critical element in regaining positive momentum and could be viewed as beneficial as the big blocks become more competitive. All of which has, of course, pushed the rents lower, but as usual, has had minimal impact on the willingness of builders to continue adding new capacity, with roughly 2.0 million square feet of new real estate currently under construction and about half of that space available for lease. But we're sure OPEC will save the day for Houston real estate developers any day now, Zerohead says. So this is just another look at real estate, rental prices, in this case commercial, and Cliff High said in his webbot, it is absolutely going to hit commercial first, commercial real estate, and high-end real estate first. It was going to hit high-end real estate first. And naturally, commercial real estate significantly more expensive than your house or, residential real estate. But he didn't use the word commercial per se. He just said high-end real estate. But again, as there's plenty of for lease signs, you can't have them all asking top dollar now, like we've seen for the last couple of years, and especially this year, as we exited last year and entered this year, all-time high peaks. Yet everybody's more in debt than they ever have been. They have less money to spend, disposable income, than ever before. Partially because they're paying these outrageously high-priced rents. So, got a couple more videos. Take care.